Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, my student. Hopefully, now you all is fine. And don't forget, keeping your healthy by consuming enough nutrition. And if you go out, don't forget you can use mask and also gloves. After coming back home, you can wash your hand by using some water. Today's evening, Master Sultan will teach you about KD 3.7. It's about contrastive conjunction. What is the contrastive conjunction? You will know more from my slide, from my presentation. Don't forget, you can give a comment, you can write or type present as your attendance list. It means that it's you are active at my lesson in YouTube channel. Alright, before I will tell you more about contrastive conjunction, I would like to give you a song. Listen carefully the song. After you have listened it, I will give you some question related with the song. I know that your feeling is the same, even though your parents like to blame. I feel that I can just do nothing, although you have done for everything. Remember about our promise, never care obstacle for like this. Everything is all our business, despite of being difficulties. In spite of being trouble, you should be humble and solve it in your capable. Although you feel boring, I hope you're not going. Believe that my love's still running. Remember about our God's promise. Love and destiny can be dismissed. Everything will appear so fast. All of that will be given to us. I know that your feeling is the same, even though your parents like to blame. I feel that I can just do nothing, although you have done for everything. Remember about our promise, never care obstacle for like this. Everything is all our business, despite of being difficulties. In spite of being trouble, you should be humble and solve it in your capable. Although you feel boring, I hope you're not going. Believe that my love's still running. Remember about our God's promise. Love and destiny can be dismissed. Everything will appear so fast. All of that will be given to us. Yeah, okay, after you have listened the song, today I will give you some question. The first question for me is, are there the conjunction in the song? What are they? Right? Yeah, the conjunction in the song are in spite of, despite, although, and even though. Alright, so the objectives of our lesson today are the students are able to understand a conjunction of contrast from the song. Number two, the students are able to find out the social function conjunction of contrast. Number three, the students are able to write some sentences related conjunction of contrast. The students are able to complete the sentences by using appropriate conjunction of contrast. Alright, now do you know how to connect two contrasting ideas? Alright, everybody, let's start our lesson today. Yeah, look at this example to see how although, even though, in spite of, and despite are used. Okay, would you please try to take a look about my sentences? This is the lyric from my song before. Number one is I know your feeling is the same even though your parent like to blame. Number two, I feel that I can just do nothing although you have done for everything. And then number three, everything is all our business despite being difficulties. Next, in spite of being trouble, you should be humble. And the last, although you feel boring, you're not going. So I mean here we have four conjunction of contrast or contrastive conjunction. They are even though, and then although, despite, and the last one is in spite of. No grammar explanation. I would like to explain about the using of in spite of, despite, although, and even though. Okay, although, even though, in spite of, and despite are all used to link to contrasting ideas or show that one fact makes the other fact surprising. They can all be used at the beginning or in the middle of the sentence. For example, despite the rain, we enjoy the festival. We enjoy the festival despite the rain. So you may put the conjunction of contrast at the beginning of the sentence and in the middle of the sentence. The main difference between although, even though, in spite of, and despite is that they are used with different structures. Alright, in spite of and despite. After in spite of and despite, we use a noun, gerund. I mean, gerund here is in form of a verb or pronoun. For example, they never made much money in spite of their success. In spite of their success, this is non-praise. There is pronoun there. In spite of the pain in his leg, he completed the marathon. In spite of the pain in his leg, the pain in his leg means that the noun phrase his refers to the pronoun. Despite having a headache, I had a great birthday. Alright, now we can see gerund. Gerund means that in form of a verb, so as a noun. And then number four, the train was cancelled. In spite of that, we arrive on time. Okay, you may take a look. I have told you before, after, in spite of, and despite using gerund, noun, or pronoun, but here using sentence. Why? Because there is the word that. If there is no that, the train was cancelled in spite of arriving on time. Alright? So there is noun, pronoun, or gerund, but because of there is that, so we can put the sentence. Note that it is common to use in spite of and despite with the expression the fact that followed by subject and verb. In spite of the fact that he worked very hard, he didn't pass the exam. Despite the fact that he worked very hard, he didn't pass the exam. So if the sentence using conjunction of contrast, in spite of and despite, and then put or another word like the fact that, after that you may use sentence. Sentence, you must understand that sentence consists of subject, verb, and object. Although, even though. After although and even though, we use a subject and a verb. So we can say sentence. Even though is slightly stronger and more emphatic than although. For example, I enjoyed the course, although I would have liked more grammar practice. Number two, although we saw each other every day, we didn't really know each other. Number four, even though she spoke very quietly, he understood every word. Number five, she didn't get the job even though she had all the necessary qualification. So after although and even though, you can use sentence. So sentence, although or even though, and then sentence the same. Yes, is using sentence, although and even though, sentence. All right. Next, the last one is about talk. Talk, the meaning is the same like although. For example, though I wasn't keen on the film, I took the music was beautiful. Forget that. Took, it is also called conjunction of contrast. Though can also go at the end of the second phrase. This way of expressing contrasting ideas is most common in English. We waited each for our blood. The waiter was a really nice too. Yeah, okay, something like that. Yeah, okay. Thanks for watching, my student. Hopefully, you can get benefit. You can get crucial things to do, and you understand very well about my explanation. And don't forget, you must try to write about the present in YouTube comment. Right? That's all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.